So it's officially the 1st of January, marking the start of 2025. And last night, or I guess in the day yesterday, which was the 31st of December, 2024, I had to do revisions on an article, a scholarly article about songwriting and peacemaking through the combination of songwriting and visual art construction. And there were a lot of revision notes. The editorial team had a lot to say about the article. And I'm working with a co-author. So we had to get our ducks in a row to submit for that. And it took actually a pretty long time. When we first got the notes back, we decided that it may have been too big of a lift, may have been too big of a stretch. And ultimately, I think about 10 or so pages may have been added to the article. Like, it was originally something that was relatively short that ended up with something with references that was about 27 pages long, with no title page. It's double blind. So that was pretty interesting. It's an interesting process because originally we had written to the editor and said, we want to pull this. We don't want to do anything about it. And then they wrote back to us later saying that there, was value in it, and they would leave the door open for us if we decided to change our mind. And ultimately, we did decide to change our mind, frankly, based on the calendar, based on having a bit more time in the fall semester than in the spring semester and in the summer, because we actually have pretty heavy teaching loads in the summer. And my co-author actually just got done with her doctorate. And if you don't know this about defending a dissertation, once you defend the dissertation, you can don the gown and walk across the stage and everything, but you have a considerable amount of revisions to be done. And also job applications, continuing projects, etc. So there's a lot to do, actually. And the end of my summer was just like absolutely crazy because in my current position, I teach most intensely or most contact hours per week during the summer, but like a huge margin. So the summer was pretty crazy, and we again told the editorial team to take it off their plate, but there was promise seen in the piece, which is cool, which is great, because we're really looking forward to seeing what we've come up with, especially in this last round of revisions. We're looking forward to seeing that come to fruition in publication. But it's wild, dude. Like, you can work on something really intensely over a short amount of time, or conversely, sometimes, changes, revisions take like months. Just while it's in your hands, because when you send something over to an editorial team, they could take a month to get back to you. They could take 3 months to get back to you. They could take 6 months to get back to you. There's no saying really what their cycle of review is. So it's always a bit of an unknown, like traveling into the unknown when you're submitting something. And also it's a bit unknown, what they're going to say back to you, because they could have any range of comments back to you having to do with, the content or the structure or just sort of the overarching scholarly validity of what it is that you're saying, or the way in which you're putting an idea forward and supporting it. So there's a lot there. But yesterday I had to pound this out because that was the sort of new deadline I was given by the editorial team. Was if they didn't get it back by the 1st of January, then they were gonna, if they didn't get it back by the 1st of January, they were gonna completely pull it. So we had to get our stuff together, get the revisions done to a degree that we felt was appropriate and commensurate with what they were asking of us, and then we sent it back. It's always a wild ride, but we're looking forward to seeing that one come through. And I guess takeaway from this video would be, when submitting a piece, not every piece that you submit will be published. It's just the nature of the game. But if there is some promise seen in it by either your team or the editorial team sort of see it through, because it'll be worth it. And even if this piece isn't published by the current editorial team, which would be sort of unlikely that it wouldn't be, given that they've poured all the time into the first round of revisions, or the first round of reviews, excuse me. Even if it doesn't go to this particular publication, it's a pretty promising piece at this point, and considerably more sort of robustly supported than it was originally. So sort of press forward. There will be rejection along the path, but it's all good. Part of the game is what it is. Have a good day.